You're listening to Neurodivergent Mom Life, Unfiltered and Unstoppable, where we embrace the chaos, celebrate neurodiversity, and empower moms like you to thrive in motherhood. Today's episode is all about embracing your inner weirdo and helping your daughter do the same. We all know that feeling of being a little out of sync with the world, but what if that's actually our superpower? In this episode, we're diving into how understanding and celebrating your neurodiversity can strengthen your bond with your daughter and turn what might feel like quirks into incredible strengths. So let's take off the masks, unleash our inner superheroes, and build a world where our unique traits are celebrated, not hidden. Ready to get started? Let's dive in. Let's get into this episode, which is feeling like you're stuck on fast forward while everyone else is on pause. It might be time to embrace your inner weirdo and help your daughter do the same. So remember those childhood days where you just couldn't seem to sit still in class, doodling furiously while everyone else droned on? Or maybe you spent recess lost in a fantasy world creating epic sagas with your action figures while dodgeball raged around you? Yeah, us too. Turns out that feeling of being a little out of sync might not be a bug in your life's code, but a hidden feature, neurodiversity. But here's the thing. While that neurodiversity might have felt like a burden back then, it can be a superpower now, especially when you have a daughter who might be experiencing the same thing. So ditch the shoulda, woulda, couldas, and let's talk about why understanding your own neurodiversity can change everything for you and your mini-me. 3 reasons why you need to embrace your inner weirdo, like yesterday. The force awakens within. Have you ever gotten so hyper-focused on a project that time seems to warp? Or maybe you come up with the most creative solutions to problems, leaving everyone else scratching their heads? Turns out that weirdness might be your superpower. Understanding your neurodiversity isn't just about recognizing challenges, it's about unlocking hidden strengths. Think laser focus that lets you plow through tasks, hyper creativity that fuels amazing ideas, and an out of the box perspective that the world desperately needs. Imagine tackling parenting challenges with the single minded focus of a Jedi Master crafting a lightsaber, or brainstorming solutions to meltdowns with the boundless creativity of a superhero brainstorming their next villain busting gadget. Yeah, neurodiversity can be your secret weapon. Build a bridge to your daughter's world. So remember that feeling of being lost in translation in high school French class? That's kind of what it can be like trying to communicate with your daughter if you don't understand your own neurodiversity. Learning your neurolanguage helps you decode her neurolanguage. Meltdowns that used to seem like a random outburst start to make sense. Communication challenges morph into opportunities to connect on a deeper level. Imagine being able to speak fluent neurodiverse and finally understand what your daughter is trying to say, both verbally and through her actions. This newfound understanding fosters empathy, builds trust, and creates a stronger, more supportive relationship. It's like building a bridge across a communication gap, allowing you to connect with your daughter on a whole new level. And finally, from chaos to captain of your starship, feeling like your house's constant sensory overload storm with meltdowns brewing like rogue asteroids? Been there, done that. But here's the good news. Understanding your neurodiversity is like getting a user manual for your brain. You learn your triggers, how your senses work, and how to navigate challenges. Suddenly, you can create a sensory-friendly environment that works for both you and your daughter. Think calming color schemes instead of overstimulating patterns, noise-canceling headphones for that overbearing neighbor's lawnmower, and fidget toys galore for those moments when you just need to focus. By learning how to manage your own sensory needs, you can create a calmer, more organized household. It's like going from being a helpless passenger on a chaotic spaceship to becoming the captain, confidently navigating the cosmos, or at least your living room, with your daughter by your side. Now, let's debunk some myths before we go any further, because you know you love good debunking. We all love a good myth-busting session, right? So here's the deal. There's a lot of misinformation floating around about neurodiversity, and it can leave you feeling confused and overwhelmed. So let's clear the air with some truth bombs. Myth number 1, neurodiversity equals disability. Well, yes and no, but think of it more like a different operating system for your brain. Just like a Mac and a PC can both access the internet but in slightly different ways, neurodiversity is a different way of experiencing the world. It comes with unique strengths like hyperfocus and creativity,
and challenges like sensory overload and communication difficulties. Think X-Men, not Professor X in a wheelchair. They all have unique abilities, and neurodiversity is just another form of superpower waiting to be unleashed. Myth number 2. You can grow out of ADHD or autism. Well, hold on to your blasters because this one's a doozy. Neurodiversity is a lifelong adventure, kind of like being a Jedi Knight. You'll always have your unique wiring, but with the right tools and training, you can become a master of navigating your neurodiverse world. Imagine learning techniques to manage focus, communication strategies to build stronger relationships, and sensory hacks to create a calmer environment. It's not about growing out of who you are, it's about embracing your strengths and learning to manage challenges. May the force be with you and your neurodiversity on this journey. And there's myth number 3. Only bad parents have kids with behavioral issues. And this one stings, right? The truth is, neurodivergent kids might experience sensory overload or communication challenges that can lead to meltdowns and misunderstandings. It has nothing to do with your parenting skills. You're doing great. Imagine your daughter is like a highly sensitive receiver picking up every radio signal at once. Sometimes those signals get scrambled, leading to frustration and meltdowns. Understanding neurodiversity helps you see those behaviors as communication attempts, not signs of bad parenting. So it's about learning a new language to connect with your daughter and help her navigate the world in a way that works for her. So okay, we get it. We're different. But what about those days when we just want to hide under the bed? Yeah, embracing our inner weirdo sounds great in theory, but let's be honest. Sometimes neurodiversity feels more like a burden than a superpower. We all have those days when the weight of the world, or at least the laundry basket, feels like it's crushing us. And here's the deal, Mom. Those feelings are totally normal. So let's talk about the real struggles you face because trust us, I've been there too. First, you may feel like you're hitting a constant rerun button. You replay past meltdowns and communication breakdowns like a scratched record on repeat. Did I say the right thing? Could I have handled that differently? The worry about your daughter's future feels like a constant loop playing in the back of your mind. Will she fit in? Will she be able to navigate a world that seems built for a different kind of brain? These anxieties are real, but here's the thing. By understanding your own neurodiversity, you can learn better communication strategies and coping mechanisms. You can become a pro at de-escalating situations and fostering a calmer, more supportive environment for both of you. And we'll get into the imposter syndrome shuffle. Every meltdown feels like a giant parenting fail, leaving you questioning your every decision. Am I doing it all wrong? Everyone seems to have this parenting thing figured out. The imposter syndrome monster whispers doubts in your ear, making you feel like a fraud. But here's the secret. There's no such thing as a perfect parent, neurotypical or neurodiverse. Meltdowns are a part of life, and sometimes even the best parents can feel overwhelmed. But the key? Self-compassion. Remember, you're doing the best you can with the tools you have. By embracing your neurodiversity, you learn new tools and strategies to manage these challenges, making you a stronger, more confident parent every day. And let's get into the lost connection blues. Communication breakdowns lead to frustration and a growing sense of distance in your relationship with your daughter. It feels like you're speaking different languages, with meltdowns acting as frustrating punctuation marks. This disconnection can leave you feeling isolated and heartbroken. But here's the good news. Understanding your own neurodiversity is the first step to bridging the communication gap. Once you learn your neurolanguage, you can start to decipher your daughter's. Imagine being able to decode meltdowns as cries for help, not personal attacks. With this newfound understanding, you can build stronger, more supportive connections with your daughter, fostering a relationship built on empathy and trust. And because we've all been there, let's talk about the dreams that keep us going. And sure, navigating neurodiversity can feel like piloting a spaceship through an asteroid field at warp speed. But amidst the chaos, there are dreams that keep us going, guiding lights in the vast expanse of parenthood. So let's delve into those dreams, because you deserve them all. Picture a galactic alliance. Imagine a world where you and your daughter are not just mother and child, but partners in exploration. A world where communication flows freely, built on mutual respect and understanding. You can decipher her unspoken language, her meltdowns becoming opportunities for connection rather than frustration. Picture movie nights where you both geek out over your favorite sci-fi shows, celebrating your shared weirdness and fostering a bond that transcends challenges. This galactic alliance is not just a dream, it's a reality waiting to be built, brick by neurodiverse brick. And from warp speed to serenity now. Remember those childhood days spent building elaborate blanket forts, a haven from the outside world? Reclaim that sense of sanctuary. You dream of a household that feels like a calm oasis, a safe space where everyone can thrive. So imagine a sensory haven filled with calming colors and textures, a place where fidget toys and noise canceling headphones are badges of honor, not signs of weakness. Picture mornings that start with mindfulness exercises instead of a frantic scramble, setting the tone for a peaceful and productive day. This shift from warp speed to serenity now is possible. By creating a neurodiversity friendly environment, you can build a home that fosters well being for you and your daughter. And finally, we want to dream about empowering your Padawan and yourself. Deep down, you want your daughter to soar. You envision her embracing her unique strengths and weirdness with pride, a confident Jedi Knight navigating the social landscapes with self advocacy as her lightsaber. Imagine her thriving in school, finding friends who celebrate her individuality and advocating for her needs with a newfound assertiveness. But here's the secret. Empowering your Padawan starts with empowering yourself. By embracing your own neurodiversity, you become a role model for your daughter. You show her that being different is a strength, not a weakness. This journey of self-discovery is a gift for both of you. You'll learn how to love and accept yourself, sending a powerful message to your daughter and paving the way for her own journey of self-empowerment. And let's also acknowledge this. The internal struggle is real. 3 things that might just be keeping you up at night besides your teenager's social media addiction. So we all know the feeling. Staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m., replaying the day's events on loop in your mind. But for neurodiverse moms, the internal struggles can feel even more amplified. Here are three things that are likely keeping you up at night, besides your teenager's questionable dance moves on social media. Number 1 are the shoulda, woulda, coulda cycle. It's a vicious loop, right? Replaying past meltdowns and communication breakdowns like a broken record. Should I have been more patient? Did I say the right thing? Could I have handled that differently? That guilt and self-doubt can feel paralyzing, and here's the truth. Hindsight is always 20/20. Everyone makes mistakes, even neurotypical parents. The key is to learn from these experiences and move forward. Imagine using this introspection as a springboard for self-compassion. Instead of dwelling on the what-ifs, focus on the what-nows. What tools can you put in place to navigate future challenges? This shift in perspective can break the shoulda, woulda, coulda cycle and help you sleep soundly at night. And there's that imposter syndrome monster. This insidious creature likes to whisper doubts in your ear, making you feel like a fraud. Everyone else seems to have this parenting thing figured out. Am I doing it all wrong? The imposter syndrome monster thrives on comparison, feeding on the highlight reels of social media and airbrushed portrayals of perfect families. But here's the secret. There's no such thing as a perfect parent. Every family is unique and every parent faces challenges. Remember, your neurodiversity is a strength, not a weakness. So imagine using your unique perspective and strengths to parent in a way that works for you and your daughter. By embracing your true self, you banish the imposter syndrome monster and step into your authentic power as a neurodiverse mom. And finally, there's the balancing act blues. Juggling the demands of parenthood with your own neurodiverse needs can feel like a high-wire act without a net. You struggle to balance your own well-being with the needs of your family, constantly feeling stretched thin and on the verge of burnout. But here's the thing. You can't pour from an empty cup. It's more like pouring from a sieve. Prioritizing self-care is not selfish. It is essential. So imagine incorporating activities that recharge your batteries, whether it's meditation, spending time in nature, or simply taking a long bath. Think of these self-care practices as safety nets on your balancing act. By taking care of yourself, you'll have the energy and focus to be the amazing mom your daughter needs you to be. So enough really is enough, right? It's time to unleash your inner Wonder Woman or She-Ra and help your daughter do the same. We've all fantasized about being a superhero or heroine, right? Imagine a future where you're not just surviving, but you're thriving. A world where meltdowns become opportunities for connection and sensory overload is a foe that you can outsmart. This is not a fantasy. It's your reality waiting to be built. And here's how to unleash your inner Wonder Woman or She-Ra and help your daughter discover her own inner superhero heroine. Building a brighter future together without feeling like you're stuck in a tutorial level is at your fingertips. First, embrace that inner weirdo. This isn't about becoming someone you're not, it's about celebrating who you truly are. Think of your neurodiversity as your unique superpower. Dive into self discovery. Explore online resources, books, podcasts, and even fun quizzes to understand your strengths and challenges. Imagine yourself wielding your laser focus like a Kryptonian heat beam, tackling tasks with unwavering concentration. Visualize your hypercreativity as a lasso of truth, helping you solve problems with innovative solutions. By embracing your weirdness, you become a role model for your daughter, showing her the power of authenticity. And you need to learn your daughter's language. Have you ever tried to have a conversation in a foreign language with no prior knowledge? That's what it can be like trying to communicate with your daughter if you don't understand her neurodiversity. The good news, you can't become fluent in neurodiverse, but it just takes time to understand her unique communication styles and sensory needs. Is she more comfortable expressing herself through art or writing? Does loud music trigger meltdowns, or is it a soothing comfort? Imagine cracking the code to her communication, transforming meltdowns from frustrating outbursts into cries for help. This newfound understanding fosters empathy and builds a stronger, more supportive relationship with your daughter. You need to optimize your starship. Picture your home as a spaceship. It needs to be equipped to handle any galactic storm, asteroid shower, or teenage tantrum that comes your way, creating a sensory-friendly haven that supports both you and your daughter's well-being. Think calming color palettes that promote relaxation, noise-canceling headphones to block out overstimulating sound, and a treasure trove of fidget toys to manage sensory overload. Just imagine a home environment that feels like a safe harbor, a place where everyone can recharge and thrive. You need to also own your power. You are a strong, resilient mom, and you deserve to feel empowered. Embrace self-compassion. Let go of the guilt and self-doubt that hold you back. Set healthy boundaries to protect your energy and well-being. Prioritize your self-care practices, whether it's meditation, spending time in nature, or simply taking a long, uninterrupted bath. Remember, Wonder Woman or She-Ra can't save the day if she's running on fumes. By taking care of yourself, you become the superhero heroine your daughter needs you to be. And you need to mentor your Padawan. Just like Luke Skywalker needed Obi-Wan Kenobi, your daughter needs you as her guide. Empower her to understand and celebrate her neurodiversity. Explore books, online communities, and even therapy together. Imagine equipping her with the tools to navigate social interactions, build self-advocacy skills, and embrace her unique strengths. By being her mentor, you'll help her become her own confident superheroine, ready to conquer the world, or at least the school cafeteria. This journey of neurodiversity is not about erasing differences, it's about embracing them. It's about building a future filled with understanding, connection, and maybe a little bit of superheroine-worthy awesomeness to see if you're a good fit. And remember, you're not alone. There's a whole galaxy of neurodiverse parents and daughters out there ready to support and uplift you on your journey. Let's embrace the weirdness, ditch the guilt, and create a future filled with understanding, connection, and laughter. And maybe a little bit of chaos, because it wouldn't be us without it.
Are you loving this podcast? Your feedback means the world to me. If you're finding value in the episode, please take a moment to leave a review. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the Neurodivergent Mom Life podcast. Every week, we're diving into the realities of raising neurodivergent kids while embracing our own unique paths. Don't miss out. Subscribe now and join our community of unstoppable moms.